Hi, my name is Gill, and I'd like to welcome you back to my podcast. Today's program is called Lessons Learned from the Play Julius Caesar, and we will also be featuring Brandon Gill and discuss the understanding of Julius Caesar.
Hi, I'm Brandon Gill, and I'm excited to be part of this podcast.
Before we talk about the lessons learned, who was Julius Caesar?
Julius Caesar was a Roman general and statesman who was instrumental in the events that led to the Roman Republic's downfall and the establishment of the Roman Empire in 60 BC.
How did Julius Caesar change the world?
Julius Caesar was a political and military genius who deposed Rome's dying political order and installed a dictatorship in its place. In the Roman Civil War, he succeeded but was killed by those who thought he was becoming too powerful. 6 ways Julius Caesar changed Rome and the world. Caesar's rule helped turn Rome from a republic into an empire. Caesar expanded Rome's territories. Emperors were to become godlike figures. He introduced Britain to the world in history. Caesar's historical influence is increased by his own writings. Caesar's example has inspired leaders to try to emulate him.
How did Julius Caesar die?
Julius Caesar was assassinated by a group of senators in the Roman Senate House on March 15th, 44 BC. Cassius and Brutus were the masterminds behind the assassination scheme.
Was Julius Caesar a good leader?
Because he knew how to manage his authority and popularity, Julius Caesar was a successful leader. He was a natural at handling foreign policy and knew how to play his strengths. Julius Caesar was a master at motivating people and manipulating events in his favor.
So, Brandon, what lessons did you learn from Julius Caesar?
Julius Caesar taught me a moral lesson. The end does not justify the means. Brutus believed that by assassinating Caesar, he would save Rome, but instead he triggered a civil war. As a result, evil does not lead to good, but simply to greater evil. Another moral lesson in Julius Caesar is the risk of putting too much faith in the wrong people. Julius Caesar has faith and confidence in Brutus. As a result, Caesar is blinded by their close friendship that Brutus is also considering murdering Caesar. Another thing I discovered was Julius Caesar's arrogance. His arrogance has tragic consequences. For example, before Caesar travels to the Senate, his wife Caterina has a dreadful dream and warns him that if he goes, he will be killed. Caesar, on the other hand, boasts his ego and informs her that danger is fully aware that Caesar is more dangerous. Finally, there are the impassioned speeches delivered by Brutus and Mark Antony. Both attempted to persuade the Romans to accept their points of views. Brutus attempts to persuade the public that he murdered Caesar for a noble cause. In his speech, Antony attempted to portray the conspirators as assassins and traitors to Caesar. Similarly, politicians now apply similar sorts of speeches to persuade the majority to support their views. The essential lesson I have learned is that being arrogant is bad. Always ponder or seek advice before making a decision. I was fascinated about this topic because I am interested in history. I enjoy reading and discussing remarkable people from history because learning from their experience tends to make us smarter and better individuals.
All right, Brandon. Thank you very much for those points you have focused upon Julius Caesar. This will conclude our podcast today, and I hope you all have enjoyed our podcast. Our next podcast will be about Romeo and Juliet. Thank you.